We've currently got a special offer live now on poodlecfb.com for the launch of College Football 26. Use code KICKOFF, all caps, for $50 off the annual plan, or code KICKOFF 2025 for $5 off the monthly plan. You'll unlock exclusive spreadsheets, in-depth info, and our members-only Discord. Join hundreds of members in the fastest-growing CFB 26 community out there. Don't miss out and sign up now. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Poodle back with another CFB 26 video, and today's video, I'm going to go over the best archetypes you need to be recruiting in Dynasty mode. Guys, we're running a special deal right now. If you use code FLASH, capital F, you'll get $65 off the annual plan. If you use code FLASH 2025, capital F, you get $7 off the monthly plan. This is the best deal so far of CFB 26. It's a grandfathered in deal, so if you lock this in, you get to keep this deal for the remainder of the lifetime of your membership. Check it out, guys. We just launched Player Calculator V1, which allows you to input your archetype, your skill points, and the level of your player, and it shows you exactly how long it'll take them to grow and how many skill points they need. It'll show you the fastest versus slowest growing archetypes. We launched our master spreadsheet, which has thousands of lines of data over multiple tabs. We have a lot of other tools over there that you guys want to check out. Want to be a part of the best discussions in the best community in CFB right now? Make sure to check it out, guys. The game got patched multiple times this week based off of testing and data that we have over there in poodlecfb.com. So come be a part of it. Sign up now. Use code FLASH or code FLASH 2025. Alright, guys, I do want to lay out the foundation for the data behind this video. So all of this is data backed, all of this has been tested, all of this is actually part of our spreadsheet over on poodlecfb.com. So you want to see the actual calculations, the data, and how to kind of calculate your players with our new Player Calculator V1. Head on over there. There's going to be a kind of rough overview of how everything works. If you want to be behind the scenes, make sure to sign up for poodlecfb.com, as you guys saw in the beginning of the video. But everything I'm doing in this video is going to be based on the fastest growing archetypes. I'm going to lay a little bit of gems in between here on like the ones I'd probably go with depending on your play style, but everything's going to be on the fastest growing archetype. So that means that if you were to recruit this quarterback archetype or this one would reach 99 overall quicker, or their ceiling quicker. And that's basically what the premise of this video is for all you guys who, especially like if you're the best guy in your league and you like to just bring in a certain tier of players, that's very different. But if you're a guy that's trying to get your competitive edge, and maybe you don't win every game, and maybe you just need an edge on your opponents, this is the kind of video for you, because this will be the way to get your team a higher overall than other people, because your players will just grow quicker. So in this game, when you look at any position, right, and you go to them and you look at their ratings, you'll see that things have different speeds of growth. So accuracy is relatively quick, it's 6 points here. Power's relatively slow because it costs 15 points. IQ is relatively quick because it costs 5, 4, 13, 7. So as you see, there's like slow, fast, medium buckets for how fast things grow. See, if accuracy was at the same point as power, it would only cost about like 8 to 9 points, while power costs 15 with only 3 left. So depending on what archetype you pick, 'cause this does change per archetype, you will notice that it's actually quicker to grow some players skill point wise. So let's go through each one. So for quarterback, by the way, this is the offensive edition because I want to break down in depth. I don't want to rush through it, so I figure it's better off we do one side of the ball first. For offense, when it comes to quarterback, there is one that stands above all, and that's going to be the pocket passer. Pocket passer is going to grow the quickest of any quarterback, and more so, they'll grow even quicker because the things that you do upgrade pretty well is one of the things that matter for them a lot, such as accuracy, IQ, and I believe it is health. All right, let's go through. Actually, elusiveness is really cheap, IQ is really cheap, health is relatively cheap, and so is accuracy. The only things that are expensive are going to be power and quickness. And this quarterback only requires 767 skill points to max them out, while the other two, which is backfield creator, dual threat, and pure runner, do cost a bit more, or quite a bit more. So it means that they will grow slower. Now for me personally, if I want to be a running guy, maybe I go pure runner, dual threat. Like, again, take this as you will based on your play style. If you're the best guy in your league and you need a running quarterback, take a running quarterback. But I will say, if you're trying to just be a guy who gets an edge, pocket passer is the way to go at quarterback in terms of fastest growth. Now, EA did a much better job of balancing some of these archetypes last year. Pocket passer was here and scrambler was here in terms of development. I'd say they're more like this now. They're a lot closer, while pocket passer still has a pretty significant edge. Last year was just ridiculous. Like, you were basically sacrificing everything good about development on a quarterback to just get the speed. But now pocket passers take a noticeable jump, and you could also again do this testing yourself by just checking out what each thing costs you per grouping. Now I believe this year accuracy is actually the same cost on each archetype. So let's just look at dual threat. Our accuracy is now one of the faster buckets for them. As you guys see, 5 points here, while last year a scrambling quarterback, or let's say a dual threat, would have costed at this point about 9 to 10 and costed a lot more and make it harder for them to upgrade. So for me personally, I probably lean a dual threat pure runner backfield creator for my personal like gameplay style. While they're not the best in terms of growth, they are going to match my style. But if you're a guy that doesn't move much, because I'm a pocket passer and a runner type of guy, I like to have the legs. If you don't use them at all, pocket passer is the way to go. Let's move on to running back as the next position here on the board. We have a few here. So we have contact seeker, north-south blocker, north-south receiver, elusive bruiser, backfield threat, and east-west playmaker. So for this specific one, the king of the grouping is actually going to be a tie of 4. So for this, 4 of these archetypes grow significantly faster than the rest. So contact seeker, north-south blocker, north-south receiver, and elusive bruiser grow the best. Me personally, I'm not bringing in a north-south blocker or a north-south receiver as my starting back. So contact seeker and elusive bruiser are the ones you want to be aiming for. So contact seeker and elusive bruiser, while quickness takes a bit to upgrade generally across all position groups, elusiveness is cheap, hands are cheap, power is always going to be expensive, route running is cheap, and IQ is cheap. So everything's cheap basically besides power and quickness. These guys will grow at approximately 701 skill points. Now again, this is the last group we're going to give you with skill points. We have all this stuff on poodlecfb.com. I got to keep some stuff for them over there. So if you guys want to see all the skill point breakdowns and the differences, the true differences, and all the data studies and the charts behind each thing, it's over there. But this is the last one, 701 for these guys to grow to full, while backfield threat and east-west playmaker are 733 and 735, which is 30 more skill points, which is quite a bit. Some off-season, some training off-season periods, all you get is 30 skill points for a player or less. So essentially, it's like you're losing a whole off-season there. So with running backs, I'm going to be going contact seeker or elusive bruiser as my main builds. And honestly, I like those anyways. Backfield threat and east-west playmaker are pretty cool because you do get more of that like shiftiness, but I believe elusive bruiser gets a nice mix of shiftiness and power. Elusive bruiser is probably my preferred back this year, while contact seeker is pretty good too for pure power, and especially because pure power grows pretty nicely. Fullback, we have some options here. Not every team actually rosters a fullback, but we have utility, we have blocking, and in this year's game, they are tied. Both of these are the quickest growing ones at their respective position. So for you as a fullback guy, if you use them, don't have to worry about it. Just get the one you like. I probably lean getting a blocking one. I don't see myself using utility fullback much, if at all. So now on to wide receivers. Wide receivers have a clear first one. Now, it doesn't mean you want them as your main guy per se, but they have a clear first. Let's see if we can find one of these guys on here. Yeah, these guys are less common, but they are one of the new archetypes this year, so it is super cool that they have them as an option. Now, remember, when they build up, this may not be the guy you want preferred as your guy. Wow, I really can't find a single one on here. So guys, the gadget receiver is the fastest growing archetype in the entire game. Gadget receivers have, again, slow quickness like everyone seems to have. They have cheap hands, cheap route running, cheap elusiveness, cheap power, and cheap IQ. Really, their speed is the only thing that costs money, but the gadget receiver is significantly the fastest growing archetype, with the slowest one being the route artist and the speedster, which actually speedster last year had a very similar thing. It's like deep route running, and their speed was really all you were going for on them. So for me personally, gadget's a clear winner if you're trying to get the highest overall, the highest ceiling, and the highest floor as a team, and getting your overall higher than everyone else, which also helps a lot of other things when it comes to your program prestige and building up a program, especially if you're like a 1 to 3 star school. One of the quickest ways to get your roster up to par and start to catch up with people is just strategically bringing in the easiest non-recruited guys, and especially bringing in archetypes that you can grow quickly, especially if you stack it with talent, tier 1 through 3 talent developer and tier 1 through 3 motivator. You stack those two things, and then you bring in guys that are going to grow quicker naturally and get to their highest overall. You're kind of cooking. You're cooking there, to be honest with you. So wide receiver is going to be gadget receiver. That is the cheapest and easiest one, followed by the physical route runner, an elusive route runner, and the gritty possession. Those guys are tied as the second place ones that grow still significantly slower, but definitely faster than the guys in last place. Now let's move on to tight end. Tight end's an interesting one. So we currently have gritty possession, physical route runner, pure blocker, vertical threat, and pure possession as this year's tight end builds. So let's see if we can find you guys one of them. So now actually vertical threat, which is interesting. Last year grew very slowly, and this year they are second to last again, but they are definitely in a better place than last year. Last year they were really awful. They did not grow at all. Gritty possession is actually going to be the first place tight end when it comes to growth. So they're going to have fast route running, which is great. They're going to have fast hands, or moderately fast hands, right? Elusiveness hands, route running, all fast. IQ is fast. Power is going to be slow, which I really don't care about, to be honest with you, when it comes to a gritty possession guy. And their quickness is also going to be on the slow side. So power and quickness will be slow. Everything else is fast. They made tight ends a lot better this year for builds. Last year, tight ends were just cooked. Blocking tight ends were the only ones who grew fast, and you can't really run a receiving game with them. Vertical threats were the most valuable for speed, but they didn't do much. And then the ones in the middle, which possession, weren't that fast and didn't grow that well either. They fixed tight ends with the slowest grouping coming in as one that you may think would be a pretty solid one, and that's going to be, once we find it, pure possession right there. So this guy right here, pure possession tight end, is coming in second to last, or sorry, in last place as he has good route running, but he has slower hands, like medium speed hands. He has fast blocking. He has fast IQ, slow power, slow quickness. So he's gonna have slow quickness, slow power, and medium hands. So ironically, a pure possession guy grows his hands slower than a gritty possession guy, which is interesting to me. I would think that a pure possession, which is strictly based on hands, would grow hands a bit faster than they do route running. But this is the game for you. So far, what have we learned, guys? So again, I want you to keep in mind everything. This is for pure ceiling and floor builds. If you're just trying to go straight for ceiling and floor, these are the ones you're going for. And honestly, a lot of archetypes this year are really, really good outside of a few bad ones. So this still may be the way to go regardless. So let's move on to left tackles here. Now, so offensive tackles and centers fall into the same exact tier when it comes to archetypes. So archetypes, for the best one this year, is going to be well-rounded. That's going to be for offensive tackle and for center. An offensive tackle who is well-rounded has fast pass blocking, fast run blocking, slow power, fast IQ, fast footwork, and medium quickness. One of the few groups in this game that have medium quickness, or better than slow. So now you see that they're going to be one of the fastest growing ones, and it's by a lot. Again, I'm not going to give you guys all the data on here. It's a lot to go through, but it's a lot. They are very obviously the fastest growing archetype in the game, and it's really not even close. Now, the second ones are going to be, and this is important because in case you do want to, you say, okay, I really want one who grows fast, but I'm really a guy who likes my lineman this way. This is important for you to listen to because, again, while they grow slower, at least you know what the second one are. So pass protector is going to be tied for second with agile. Still a pretty significant drop of about 200 points or so, but it's definitely not the worst. So they're going to have fast pass blocking, fast run blocking, slow power, fast IQ, fast footwork, and I believe this is slow quickness. So I think that's where they get knocked off as a slow quickness. But they're going to be still pretty solid. And again, you could use abilities when doing this too and kind of factor that in, especially for these like pass protector and agile are tied for second. So you can kind of do a tiebreaker with abilities there, and that's what I recommend doing if it's not about the attributes for you. And the slowest one is going to be raw strength. And guys, it's not even close. They are more than 2 times slower than a well-rounded back, a well-rounded tackle or center by like 600 points, which is absolutely insane. So they have slow pass blocking, slow run blocking, slow power, or medium power maybe. They have slow IQ, they have slow footwork, and they have slow quickness. They are terrible. They are basically slow in every single way. Raw power linemen may be the worst in the game. If I'm not mistaken, though, I believe there are some benefits to them, but it's not player development. Really, how you'd probably utilize these is they have really good abilities, I'm pretty sure, and their strength probably starts off really, really good. See, a 92 strength. So what you could do is get a 92 strength one, get their abilities, and you could spend like a year or so with talent developer and motivator building up one of their slow ones like pass blocking or building up run blocking. Then you could position change them and try to get their archetype switch and get them to a smaller better archetype with their strength. But the problem is going to take some time and it requires a good development build, so definitely keep that in mind when attempting this. Next, we have the offensive guards, which is going to be the final position on our offensive position list. Now, offensive guards are going to fall in the same category as offensive tackle and center in terms of archetypes, and very similar. Once again, well-rounded is the fastest. Run blocking is fast. Pass blocking is fast. Power is, I believe this is going to be a medium, possibly slow. I think it's medium though. IQ is fast, footwork's fast, and quickness is fast. So they're going to be a very, very, very good one. But where they fall short, again, is going to be the raw strength. Their raw strength ones are absolutely terrible. You're going to have to position change, exploit, and manipulate this guy to make him anything worthwhile. See, again, 85 strength. If you can get that strength up a little bit and then go all in on run blocking or pass blocking, you could probably archetype change him somewhere else that's better, but they're not great. They may be really useful for like end of the line extra tight ends, just to toss on there for run blocking plays, possibly. But slow, everything slow, which is absolutely insane. I'd want to say that this is probably a broken archetype. I hope they fix them. There should be no archetype that's basically all slow in growth, which is absolutely ridiculous. Guys, that wraps up our offensive video for today. That is all of them. So that gives us our offensive guards, our tackles, our centers, our tight ends, our wide receivers, our fullbacks, our halfbacks, and our quarterbacks. If you guys have any questions about things, comment them down below. Remember, over on poodlecfb.com, we are running a flash sale right now. If you use code FLASH, capital F, you get $65 off the annual plan. If you use code FLASH2025, capital F, you get $7 off the monthly plan, gain access to all of our tools, our player level calculators, and if this wasn't enough for you data-wise, you can actually input your player. You could type in one of your players that you recruited, like your 5-star quarterback at X archetype, put in his overall, what he's spent so far, and it'll actually show you how much longer you have to grow him. This is a great way to kind of like, if you have 2 recruits, you're not sure who to start, put them both in, and you can kind of see their floors and ceilings. Because while a pocket passer grows quicker, if you have a dual threat that's an 81 overall and a pocket passer that's 76 overall, that 6 overall, 5 overall difference could be the difference between the speed. Even though pocket passers grow quicker, your dual threats 5-6 overalls higher, that guy's going to end up growing quicker at the end because they're not going to catch up with the differential of already those points. So it's a very, very good calculator. Make sure to check that out, guys. Remember, this is all based on speed, ceiling, and floor. There's always personal preferences. I may make a video at some point where I cross-reference personal preference, speed, and abilities for myself. But again, the problem with personal preference is I play a certain way that you may not play. Some people love contested catching. I don't. Some people love pocket passing. I'm more of a runner. It really just depends on the way you play. I love man coverage. You love zone. I love elite edge rushers. You love run stoppers. Again, we could do this all day. So guys, anyways, hope you guys did enjoy today's video. If you have any questions or if you're looking forward to the defensive one, if you want to see the defensive one, comment down below. Let me know you want to see it so I can make sure to get that one recorded for you guys and get it dropped. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out. Peace.